Vanessa Bryant, rumors, betrayal, and her final stand. The question that sparked it all was simple. Is she pregnant? Word spread that Vanessa Bryant, Kobe Bryant's widow, might be expecting. It's been 5 years since Kobe's tragic passing, yet instead of compassion, people accuse her of moving on too soon. That pressure triggered a storm of speculation so cruel, it left her eldest daughter in tears. This is the story of how one rumor spiraled out of control, how betrayal came from within her own family, and how Vanessa ultimately stood her ground against forces far more powerful than gossip. The pregnancy rumor that shook the internet. The internet erupted when rumors spread that Vanessa was pregnant. The headlines weren't just careless, they were cruel. Some even suggested she was involved with a younger basketball player, treating her private life as if it belonged to the public. For 3 or 4 days, the rumor only grew. Vanessa Bryant might be pregnant. Not only that, but supposedly pregnant by a young baller. This wasn't like gossip. It was an attack, one meant to strip Vanessa of her dignity and shame her for even the possibility of moving forward. Vanessa's response. When Vanessa finally responded, she didn't release a statement or call her lawyers. Instead, she turned to Instagram. She posted a meme of Rihanna floating in a pool, goggles on, finger raised. The caption read, "Me protecting my peace, not pregnant, having fun all summer." That post was a bombshell. Vanessa didn't just deny the rumor. She rejected the narrative. She declared herself free to swim, laugh, and enjoy life without strangers dictating what she could or couldn't do with her body. The backlash. But her clapback only fueled more criticism. Many, particularly men, were outraged by the very idea of her being pregnant. Think about that. A widow who lost both her husband and daughter in a horrific helicopter crash was expected to live in endless mourning. Some people even suggested she should wear black veils for the rest of her life, as though her grief should never end. It was absurd. It was cruel. And above all, it was unfair. Because let's flip the scenario. If Kobe had survived and Vanessa had passed, would anyone have questioned him if he moved forward with his life after 5 years? Of course not. The double standard couldn't be more obvious. The toll on her daughter. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere wasn't as lighthearted as Vanessa's meme suggested. Her eldest daughter, Natalia, just 20 years old, reportedly broke down in tears when she saw the rumors splash across social media. Imagine being that young, already grieving the loss of your father and sister, and now watching strangers humiliate your mother. The cruel whispers didn't just embarrass Vanessa, they humiliated Natalia. While Vanessa tried to project strength, Natalia wept, asking why people couldn't just leave her mother alone. That was the real cause of the rumor. Not headlines or memes, but the tears of a daughter still aching for the family she lost. The bigger problem. Vanessa's situation exposed something deeper, the way society treats widows. Women are expected to remain frozen in grief. If they move forward, they're punished. If they don't, they're punished. And Vanessa was caught in that trap. Some accuse her of betraying Kobe's legacy, as if loving him in life meant she should stay chained to sorrow forever. One cruel comment even said, "If she's pregnant, it better be from an old man because that's Kobe." This wasn't loyalty. It was control. It demanded that Vanessa erase herself to honor her husband. Her response was short and sharp. "I'm not mean. I'm just not the one." Translation: she would not cower, and she would not allow others to dictate her grief. Family betrayal, a mother's lawsuit. As if public scrutiny was enough, Vanessa faced an even deeper wound from her own family. Her mother, Sophia Lane, filed a lawsuit claiming she had worked for years as Kobe and Vanessa's unpaid nanny and personal assistant. She demanded $92 an hour, 12 hours a day, for 5 years, amounting to millions of dollars. In other words, she was asking to be paid for spending time with her grandchildren. But Sophia didn't stop there. She went on national television, giving an emotional interview where she claimed Vanessa had kicked her out of her house and taken back her car. She painted herself as the victim of a cold-hearted daughter. The world was stunned. Had Vanessa really abandoned her mother after losing Kobe and Gianna? Vanessa responded with a rare public statement, making it clear, Her mother had not been present or emotionally supportive after Kobe's death. She accused Sophia of trying to extort her family and using Kobe's passing for financial gain. Commentators didn't hold back. Some called the lawsuit shameful. Others said it broke an unspoken family code. You don't air private battles on television, especially not when your daughter is already grieving. For Vanessa, the hardest part wasn't the potential money. It was a humiliation of being accused so publicly by her own mother. The betrayal cut deeper than any rumor. Courtroom battle with Los Angeles County. If betrayal from her mother was devastating, what came next was unforgivable. After Kobe and Gianna's crash, sheriff's deputies and firefighters didn't just secure the scene. They took photos of the remains and shared them casually with friends, even showing them off at a bar. For Vanessa, this was the ultimate violation. Her deepest fear was that one day her daughters might stumble across those horrific images online. So she took the county to court. The county argued the photos were deleted and tried to downplay her trauma. They even demanded her private therapy records to prove she wasn't suffering as much as she claimed. But Vanessa stood firm. She told the jury exactly what haunted her, the unbearable thought of her daughters seeing those images. The jury listened. They awarded her $16 million. Chris Chester, who also lost family in the crash, was awarded $15 million. Together, they won $31 million. Critics claim Vanessa didn't need the money, but this was never about wealth. It was about accountability. It was about dignity. Vanessa's final stand. Through it all, pregnancy rumors, betrayal from her own mother, and courtroom battles, Vanessa refused to be silenced. She fought for her daughters every step of the way, shielding Natalia from cruel gossip, protecting her younger girls from family betrayal, ensuring none of them would ever see those horrific crash photos. Vanessa Bryant's story isn't just about loss. It's about resilience, about refusing to let others define her grief. Some will call her greedy. Others will call her brave. But one thing is undeniable. She chose again and again to protect her peace and her daughters, no matter the cost. And that is her final stand.